行こうかメリケンよ帰ろうか日本ここがシアンのハワイ国
Hole Hole Bushi are the songs of Japanese immigrants who worked on Hawaii's sugar plantations in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. They sang as they worked, and their lyrics provide a record of joys and sorrows. Hole Hole is a native Hawaiian word for dried cane leaves, and Bushi, a Japanese term for melody or tune. The first or Issei generation immigrants brought their music from Japan, but changed the lyrics to reflect life in Hawaii. Aloha, I'm Jake Shimobukuro. The ukulele has only 4 strings. And because of this, it has a kind of power. Traditional Hole Hole Bushi, based on work songs from Japan, have just 4 lines of verse. But they tell powerful stories, like the opening song about the dilemma facing contract workers when their contract is over. I believe that music communicates the purest form of human emotion.
First of all, it's emotionally beautiful. I mean, regardless of what you might think in terms of legacy, in terms of remembrance, in terms of history, the songs themselves have a character and tone all their own, unforgettable. It's basically like Buddha Head blues, you know what I mean? It's like listening to Muddy Waters if you're from Mississippi. It's the same thing. I don't care if you don't like the blues, there's a voice there that you can't ignore. It grips you. It's gripping culture.
Buddha Head blues. Maybe more politically correct to say our story is about the Japanese-American blues. In the introduction, you saw ukulele master Ota-san performing with music teacher Harry Urata. In Japanese, a teacher is called sensei. Sensei Urata became a force in the preservation of Hawaii's plantation history. He was born in Hawaii, but studied in Japan as a child. He returned to Hawaii for his last years of high school. World War II meant harsh treatment for many Japanese. Harry Urata was summoned from a classroom discussion on democracy, arrested, and confined at the Honouliuli internment camp in Hawaii.
You know, they had a visiting day every Sunday. I told my mother to bring, a guitar. Nothing to do, lots of time, in there.
A fellow prisoner, newspaperman Kenpu Kawazoe, spent many hours with Urata, telling stories about the early Japanese immigrants to Hawaii and the folk music they created. After the war, Harry spent 20 years working as a music teacher, band leader, and radio host. But he kept thinking about the stories of the pioneering immigrants who came to Hawaii from Japan. So in the 1960s, while many Americans listened to folk songs by Joan Baez and Bob Dylan, Harry went to Hawaii plantation communities and tea houses to record the songs from the cane fields. More than 50 of his recordings have been preserved, like this one, reminding us that many early immigrants saw their work in Hawaii as important for the land of their birth. Although both men and women sang these songs, Hole Hole work was mostly women's work. Many of the songs provide a direct connection to history from a woman's perspective.